Oh, it's Tuesday Truths. Do you know, trust is dropping, noise is rising, and that's exactly why authenticity matters more than ever. Tamra Mancktelow reminds us that real impact isn't built on a perfect brand, it's built on values, daily mental health practices, and the courage to know yourself. From going all in on business to learning toxic patterns to embracing her inner child. Her journey is a masterclass in connection. Here's your truth. You can't pour into others if you're running on empty. Protect your energy, check in with yourself here and there, and choose relationships that help you grow. If you want the full story, go listen to parts 1 and 2, because this one will stay with you. Here's Tuesday Truths, and part 2 will drop tomorrow. Keep leading your own way. Here we go with Tamra. Before we dive in, I want to give a big, massive shout out to our now new proud sponsor, Eshu Skincare, a brand that truly aligns with leading our own way. This Australian-born company is dedicated to keeping skincare simple, effective, and straightforward. They've made waves in the US, even landed in Macy's and over 300 stores, and now they're back with a renewed focus on healthy skin and real results. If you want authentic skincare that fits your lifestyle, check them out in the show notes. Thanks to Eshu Skincare for supporting real stories and mental fitness on leading our own way. And if you're interested in sponsoring like Eshu Skincare, drop us a message. We'd love to connect.
I was bullied a lot in school from like a very young age. I just got along with guys better than girls in preschool, so then the girls would pick on me, and so I'd lean into the guys more. And then like in primary school, like just other things as well. So it was just always like, okay, if I want to fit in, I've got to have to act like this, or I have to, like, I was very observant. It's like, if I want to not get in trouble, I have to do X. If I want to be liked, I have to do this. And all X, Y, and Z in the other. So I think that really, I was so impressionable that I then didn't know what I valued, what I stood for, who I was, what I enjoyed even, to be completely truthful and honest. And that really came from those foundations, but then it kind of just got amplified as like things went on. And then because I didn't really have a really solid representation of like a healthy relationship or what things should look like, I got into a relationship that was really toxic. And like and because I also was like a very broken person, from not ever having anything solid, like I'm not going to sit here and say that I wasn't perfect either, but or I was perfect and he was terrible. Like I did stuff too, but that really like showed me how much the people around me had impacted me. Like especially when I got with my now husband and we met, and the healthy relationship that we had to build was so tough. Like I remember the first time I cried in front of my husband, I was like running away from him because I didn't want him to see me cry, because I've always had to hold myself together. Like it's always been me and me only. Like no one's ever fully been there to hold me in any emotion really. And so that was like really difficult for me. And so now looking back, I'm like, oh, I just like really just mirrored what I had witnessed.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I guess my identity now is like so much more solid, and like I'm way more comfortable being like, that doesn't align with me, I'm not going to do that or whatever. Whereas like I would have just gone with the flow as a kid. Like it would be like, Tam, do you want to come to this? I'd be like, sure. Whereas now I'd be like, no, I don't want to do that. So yeah. It's just takes so much time. And I think this is where like in my stage of life right now as well with my husband is like, you know, we want to be really intentional about spending a lot of time together. Like we're not ready to have kids for that reason as well, but mainly because I want to make sure that we've only been married 2 years. I want to make sure that we are very solid, but there's also like some things that we want to do to feel secure, like buy a bigger house and things like that. Yeah. So that we feel secure, so that our kids can actually have a solid identity, because I am such a byproduct of having discourse in that. So yeah, I have a lot of intentions behind why I do what I do and what I'm building in my life as well in the short term of the next 5 years is very intentional.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this is where like the rise of personal brands is happening, because a lot of people don't trust people people don't trust like just a business anymore.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm so passionate about personal branding, and I do it in a way that's not just online, because I don't think that personal branding is just how many Instagram followers you have.
Yeah, I agree.
Something controversial in the marketing space, because I do marketing, but I think that's only 50% of it. If you were to think about, if you were to meet someone online or if you were to meet someone in person, how much quicker would you become friends? So if you meet someone online, how long does it take for a friendship to happen? Probably at least 6 months. And on average, given data, 7 to 10 exposures before someone even follows you or engages with you, right? In person, you can do that in 5 minutes.
Totally,
So
I agree.
the time collapse is massive. So this is where a lot of the content direction is also going. The more raw, honest and real and in integrity with yourself that you can be, the more people are going to respect that. I hate the word authentic because it's like thrown around like a buzzword, and I think it is, obviously authenticity is important, but you need to understand yourself so deeply to actually be authentic to you. A lot of people throw it out there and they're like, oh, I like this, so I'm going to do that, but then they're still copying other people's content, which is fine to use as inspiration, but being authentic to you is actually finding what is your unique difference. And you know, it's the same thing of like, you know, there's hundreds of PTs out there, but you're gonna pick Sally because of how she delivers information to you, or you're gonna pick Mark because of the type of content he puts out, or his views on health and wellness, or his beliefs, and you're like, I believe the same thing, so I'm going to invest in you. It's the same thing. You can be selling the same service. It's how you deliver your unique information, or how you deliver your unique perspective to the world, and doing it in a way that builds that trust, and that comes with consistency, unfortunately. And a lot of people don't like to hear that, but if people can see that you're flaky, it just creates distrust. So yes, they are craving it, but I think there's more options now to create that connection than ever before.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's probably why, look, for me with the podcast, I think obviously this is a new world and I don't have people around me to talk to all day. I just went with the feel, and I learned everything raw myself, researching, reading, watching videos, even things like the snippets, the conversations. I've kept it completely. Well, the definition of bringing up authenticity, I agree, everyone does throw that word around a lot, but the definition of authenticity for me is telling the truth but believing it. And the things that I share is the truth, and I truly believe in it. So everything I share, I do tend to believe in it. Now, it's different perspectives, of course. All the different guests offer their own, whether it's scientific research, whether it's their own trauma. I'm giving the perspective of that guest to the world. And there might, I wouldn't shove something out there that I don't necessarily agree with, if that makes sense. So I hope that builds the trust with the audience. I've never spent really any money on marketing because, one, I don't have it, because I have to, do everything else in the life and provide and whatnot. And I still reach the top 10% in the world. So I'm grateful for that. And I must be doing something right. But I do feel sometimes, man, if I did this like this guy, or did that guy,
yeah,
it probably reached something higher and quicker. But I don't believe it's my way. And I don't believe what they're necessarily doing is my style. So I've always stuck with my own integrity and gone, I'm just going to go with what I feel is right for the podcast. It's because people keep saying, you should do this, you should do that. Maybe I should. But I don't want to reach that sky quicker just because that I know, clickbait might work, it doesn't feel right to me. It doesn't sit right with me. Is there any part of your personality from a child that you can see, or maybe has been behind parts of your characteristics and your personality as an adult?
Yeah, 100%. Getting into like my upbringing, a lot of my negative characteristics, I would say, and insecurities, you could say as well, stem a lot from like discourse in my upbringing. I had a very unstable upbringing, and I think this is also where, when I came to be a Christian, it wasn't traditional compared to a lot of other people, and it's really just an identity piece, to be honest. I've never really known myself deeply, and I think that's just because I never had a solid foundation in a home life to fully explore myself deeply.
What made it not solid then? What made it not solid as a child then?
Yeah, so my parents separated when I was 1. So there was always a deep desire there for them to get back together and make it work. And I was constantly moving. Like, I was going to my dad's every fortnight. And then when I was an adult, like a later teenager, I was living like 1 week on, 1 week off. So there was that. And so I was, in terms of like the home environment. And then my stepdad that my mum got with after, 1 second, and she was with for about 15 years. He was quite controlling, and towards the end abusive, and
verbally.
He was emotionally and verbally to me, but then physically, like all kinds of abuse to my mum, and I witnessed it. And it just felt like walking on eggshells a lot. And so having that in my like whole life, never really having someone there. And like obviously my mum was teaching me dances, so there was a lot of pressure there from her as well. So it was kind of like I never really got a chance to know who Tamra is, or what she looks like, or what she likes either. Hang on.
You did it to yourself this time. You did it to me before, choking on the water. Now you're doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
that really like stemmed into how I was as a kid, and like did things for to be liked by others.
External validation, yeah.
Yeah, and be accepted. So I never felt accepted in my home. So, yeah.
Were you close to your dad growing up?
Yeah, I was, but it was always like difficult because he was my dad, and like I didn't share like absolutely everything with him. I was more open to sharing with my mum, and I was close with him, as close as you can be to your dad. But I found it difficult to really lean and trust on him, which our relationship now is so amazing. And I have to give my parents grace as well, because now being an adult, I can see they were just kids. My parents had me at 18 and 20, like they were just kids. Like thinking about myself now at 26, and like my dad would have had a 6-year-old, and my mum would have been with an 8-year-old. Like I just feel like a kid myself.
Mm-hmm.
I've really given it to myself good.
You have? Yeah.
But they, now looking back, I can give them a lot of grace.
You have that perspective now, though.
Yeah, but as a kid, I felt really like my dad would be like, oh, well, we'll see. And I'll be like, okay, that means it's not happening. Like, and things like that. Or, you know, it was always like, my mum and I were always like, potentially like, say things to each other in private, because, or like do things behind, like not necessarily do things badly behind like my stepdad's back, but it was like, don't tell him this because he'll get angry. And so it was like always like I was just always walking on eggshells, and it was like no one was ever fully there for me. And particularly when my sister was born, with my mum and my stepdad, something my stepdad always used to say is like, you're not my kid. And so it was very much like I couldn't even really lean on him either. And then when my sister came into the picture, he was like already very checked out. And then my mum, obviously being a mum to a baby, she had to take care of it. So I just felt really like neglected. And I remember when my dad and my stepmom got pregnant, I was like, oh, here we go again.
What you just witnessed is only a snippet of our amazing conversation this week. This is what Leading Our Own Way is all about. Real stories, real transformation. If you're watching this before Wednesday, part 1 dropped yesterday and part 2 releases tomorrow. But if you're already here after Wednesday, all parts are available now. Head to YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts and every other major platform and look for the numbers on the bottom left-hand corner of the episode's covers to start with part 1. Trust me, you don't want to miss this incredible journey.